Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more amazing action of the eISL powered by Coca-Cola over here. Before we get the show started, of course, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Starting off with our associate sponsor, they're going to be Hero, of course, our esports partners, Nordwind Gaming platform, partners PlayStation for making this event happen. Of course, we have slid in inside the new year. Nothing has really changed. Again, another digit, of course, changing with that too. But then again, Azim, you've been joining me again over here for this very interesting fixture because now a lot of things have changed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are of course here for FC Goa versus SC East Bengal. But before we get into any of that, let's quickly take you through our tournament format for those of you who are tuning in for the first time. This is of course the group stages. We are halfway through more or less the group stage. 3 games per match, 2 1v1s, and then the co-op after that. The top 4 teams of the eISL will make it to the playoffs from the 19th to the 21st of March. And then on the 21st of March, after the finals, the 2 winning team members will go up against each other to decide who represents India in the FIFA Global Series 2022.
Yeah, that is where things, get really exciting and spiced up. Who is going to represent. Now, initially, as the league started, right, we really thought it could be Chennai FC. But no, that has not been the case over here. FC Goa, they're the ones leading the charts, and they had a little bit of hiccup during the very start. But as we take a look at the prize distribution, what's on the line? It's 78 lakhs rupees divided, and the first position gets 15 lakhs for themselves. And yes, again, we've been time and again talking about the MVP, especially 4 lakhs allotted separately for that one individual player.
Yeah, and one of the MVP contenders we will be watching in this game, of course, V Sharma from
Yeah.
FC Goa has been the clutch player, has been the guy to get the results where it matters the most. But as we were talking about the game, FC Goa against Northeast United FC, you can have a look at the leaderboard. My apologies. It is FC Goa against SC East Bengal. East, slight confusion. But SC East Bengal have had a slow start of the season in terms of the number of games they've played. Also, the momentum has slowed down a little bit in their last couple of games. But they know that a win can catapult them up the table. For FC Goa, it's about capitalizing and consolidating now. They can take a nice, healthy lead above Chennai and FC and of course Northeast United FC if they can get the 3 points today and really shore up their chances of making it into the top 4 and that playoff as well, which is all important at this point. So tasty fixtures as we look at the schedule. No surprise for FC Goa that we see Afnan and V Sharma going game 1 and game 2 respectively. Would have been an interesting call for SC East Bengal if they got Ankit Gupta to go up first, maybe go up against Afnan, who has been a little hit and miss throughout the season. Could have been an opportunity for them to really close out those 3 points because Ankit Gupta we've seen can be absolutely devastating on his day. So could
Yeah.
be an interesting battle between these two teams. They are in the studio getting ready to go. Ankit Gupta always has that cheeky smile on his face, and you can look at the stats as well. 7 games played for FC Goa, 5 played for SC East Bengal, but they've scored more goals courtesy of that man, Ankit Gupta, who scored 5 goals in his first game, 6 goals in his second game, and then didn't score at all in his third game. So an interesting tournament
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really exciting considering we are seeing the players of FC Goa come in after a while, right? It's been some time that we last saw them play. But again, they have to make sure that they ensure these 3 points. They're going to be so crucial. But again, talking about SC East Bengal over here, they've had a slight of a bit of a hiccup, especially with their maverick, Ankit Gupta, right? Now, you did mention, right, the games that he's played. He'd been initially really phenomenal, sort of got us into believing that yes, they are your top 3 contenders at the very least. But then we started them slipping a few points. But again, the 2 men that we have to talk about right now in front of us, we've got Afnan up against Benno. So considering how things have gone in, of course, Benno has been the more aggressive player, and I really like how he's been improving, transitioning as the game did progress. The last encounter we did see Benno, in fact, going up against Ranch, and well, he certainly could have won that fixture, the way he was playing. But again, a fresh new game, a fresh new start. Here we have the whistle has been blown, and well, SC Bengal trying to maintain the possession early on.
Yeah, SC's Bengal, of course, in their away kit because it would the home kits would clash very drastically. Both in the nice orange tones, the ball very enterprisingly given straight back, and we do see Afnan with a couple of changes. Actually, he has preferred to have Frankie De Jong. For us, it's a refreshing change sometimes to see somebody other than Vieira and Zidane in there in that midfield. But otherwise, the teams look largely unchanged, and we do see Beno trying to get in behind the defense, but not quite succeeding over there. Both these players have blown a bit hot and cold in the tournament so far, particularly Afnan. If you saw the stats earlier, it's 7 games played, 6 goals scored. So generally, he has relied whenever he's won, it's mainly just been a 1-0. He has pulled out a couple of 0-0 draws as well. So slowly but steadily, he's been getting into it, been getting the results that he needs as well. Because we know he's a really, really good player, but also one of the youngest players. Both these boys from FC Goa are very young, and the header and the
Wow!
goal, a very simple, almost casual set piece routine over there as the ball is crossed in, and he sneaks in that goal at the far post. It is 1-0 to FC Goa.
Benno 7 did not see this coming, 400% sure. Because look at Ruud Gullit. He's been making so much difference today. The way he's been playing, we did see a match just a couple of minutes ago. Again, Ruud Gullit being one of the very important, very influential players. And again, has been one of the reasons why Afnan does have that little smile on his face. But he still knows that he does have an uphill task ahead of him. And, talking about FC Goa. One of those things that really stands about this team is their co-op game. No matter, even if Afnan messes things up, there is always a B Sharma who is there to come clean things. Then it's the co-op game. That's where the mastery lies. But look at Beno 7. He's creating chances, going in from the right wing this time. But certainly an offside. There you have it. Again, FC Goa gaining the possession back.
Yeah, for FC Goa and Afnan, of course, he's going to now want to really kick on. They are sitting at the top of the table, it's a comfortable position, and this is the time of the tournament for him to really kick on and show people what he's about, increase his goal tally as well. And also, I mean, as the tournament progresses, of course, very, very early to start thinking about this, but yes, of course, FC Goa are in with a shot right now, a very good shot of being the winners outright. As we see Pele in there, will he go for the cutback? Will he go for the shot, trying to maneuver some room over there? There's a corner, and yeah, you can see there sort of dummying Beno by making him think he's going to go for that one again. Great individual skill, Pele, just losing balance, but given the ball straight back, and now Beno 7, whose actual name, by the way, is Shayantan, guys. It's not Beno 7. That would be a very strange name for him to have. It's just one of the gamer tags. We all have a lot of these gamer tags.
Yeah.
Some embarrassing ones from our childhoods as well, which we will not reveal on stream. But for the moment, it's up to him. It's just 1-0, so plenty of time, and he has shown that he is more than capable of comebacks. But a lot of those passes for him really going astray in midfield. 25 minutes in, not quite happening for him. And even for Afnan, I mean, his goal has just come from a set piece. There hasn't been much in terms of goal mouth action. I don't believe either keeper has been forced into a save of any note. And Afnan looking to change that though. He's got Ronaldo at the edge of the box and Pele. He's got the opening and goes for goal. That is an incredible shot. Afnan taking the shot from a very tight angle on the weaker foot of Pele, using the apology celebration. That seems to be a theme for the FC Goa boys. But now, 2 goals, sort of uncharted territory, you would have to say, for Afnan. I don't believe he's ever been 2 goals up in any of his solo matches so far, and that'll be doing his confidence a world of good.
Yeah, I mean, this little break, I was starting to speculate that, have FC Goa lost their touch? Are they going to win their game? Because last time, yeah, of course, they did come out with a victory. But still, then, Afnan has always been that one crucial variable in the equation, right? It all depends upon how Afnan plays. Because V Sharma has been pretty consistent, but today we are seeing him mature, like fine cheese or fine wine. But either ways, I really like what we are seeing from Afnan's side today. A lot of confidence inside this lad, and he's reciprocating. He has been channeling it through, and this is where we're seeing those bold, brave moves, right? I'm pretty sure this is something he took a page off from Imad's book, right? He did not shy away from going in for the shot and did go in, and he's gonna try doing that again. And this time, trying to create something happen from the left wing, but eventually it decides to send it around the center.
Yeah, and taking his time now. I think now is he's in a pretty comfortable position. Looking for that ball in. He has Mbappe, takes a shot, and it is three. That is brilliant.
Oh
Afnan is
God.
absolutely tearing it up today. Don't apologize for that, son. That has been brilliant from Afnan so far. Three goals scored and a pause cued by SC's Bengal. Clearly, I think maybe Ankit Gupta, his teammate, just telling him to take a breather, take a pause. Just break the momentum, stop the momentum just a little bit, and let's see what they can do now. A few tips from V Sharma as well. He knows, of course, he's a very experienced player, that even being 3-0 up this early in the game doesn't mean the job is done. And he's going to be telling Afnan, you know what, keep going, go for that kill, keep that focus up. Afnan will be looking to get revenge for that first game that he played where he was smashed 6-1. I think he would have been waiting for the opportunity to give another player a thrashing to sort of get that out of his system. And tonight might be that night.
This is so uncharacteristic of Afnan, right? We haven't seen him this explosive. The first half is yet to get over. There's still almost around 10 minutes left, and this lad is 3-0 up. Clearly signs where V Sharma can again unleash himself, and we know what quality of a player he is. And right now, Afnan is absolutely controlling the game. I've been loving that mature decision making from his side. He's not getting really hasty. He's not panicking a lot. He's making sure that he gets the right pass through, and he's not shying away from taking a shot. Again, trying to replicate something similar that he's been doing for so long with Ronaldo, just passing it on towards De Jong and waiting, and will give the ball away towards Eusebio, who's going to look for that cutback. Does deliver though, but goes
Yeah,
out.
does look like he just overplayed that a little bit, and I think you can
Yeah,
see that evolution in Afnan's game that we're seeing, where he's a lot more composed, a lot more calm
yeah,
on the ball right now.
exactly.
And also another observation about Shantan, I'm Beno7, who of course with every passing goal gets closer and closer to that screen. If it becomes 4-0, I'm quite certain he's going to be inside the game playing as one of the players at this rate. But for the moment, he doesn't want it to be a fourth goal. He wants that goal to be his. Finally, a rare attack from him. Maybe some tactical changes that have come from wise words from his teammate as well. And he will have his own corner as well. SC's Bengal, of course, have been one of the kings of the set piece. Now with Mbappe, can't quite get the cross in. He's got Pele in there. Now Eusebio has to turn and take that shot, and he does. I think that took a slight deflection on the way in, but an excellent time for SC's Bengal to get that goal back going in. Now only 2 goals down at the stroke of halftime.
Yeah, now this looks doable for them, and this is exactly what they needed, right? Again, there you go. You could clearly see that deflection coming in from the defender over there, and yeah, this is something that FC Goa can really chew on, right? They can live with this. Again, I'm starting to speculate if V Sharma is just baffled or he just is scratching his head. I think the latter is what he's trying to do, and yeah, of course, I mean he's going to be pretty happy with the way Afnan has been playing, and this is exactly what FC Goa and their fans needed right now. Afnan stepping it up, and at such a crucial moment, Azim. Imagine, now Chennai and FC they're starting to drop down on points. A perfect time for FC Goa to build up a really good lead.
Yeah, and you can see over there the boys of FC Goa. They're pumped, they're ready to go. They really want to capitalize and make this top spot their own. I mean, they weren't anywhere near the favorites coming into this tournament. I think for us, the favorites were always Chennai and FC. We saw with teams like Kerala Blasters with Lokmanyu and Akshat in that team as well. FC Goa was one of those teams that sort of just slipped under everyone's radar with a very new player in Afnan and of course one of the veterans in V Sharma. But they've shown that they come up with the results when they matter. They've shown that they're excellent in co-op, and now Afnan also is slowly starting to grow into this tournament. He was very nervous when he started out, but now he started really putting in the kind of performances that we all know he's capable of, and he'll be determined to make sure that he can see this out without too much drama. Now it is 3-1 right now. He'll be looking to make that 4-1, 5-1, and to that aim takes a
Oh,
finesse shot from range, but little too far out. Sorry, Afnan. I think if your name was Imad today, that might have gone in. But
or maybe
for
had
yeah,
Gullit.
yeah,
Or
or
maybe had Gullit.
yeah, Gullit could have made that happen. It's Root Gullit day today.
Yeah, the way I'm pretty sure the boys were watching the previous matches. Now we're seeing that sort of a confidence also being reflected back over here in this fixture as well. But there you have it. You know, a corner going into the favor of SC Bengal. They've got to make sure they make something out of this one. Now you've been very vocal about it, Azim. They're really good on the set pieces, and this could be one of those chances where they could have actually scored. But yeah, a counter attack has begun for FC Goa. Look at Afnan. He's reading his opponent, just like a clear water. And now he's gonna find some sort of opening again and rely on how he's been playing. And I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be surprised if he goes for a few more long shots because we've seen those going in. And I think you have been telling them time and again. All these players that we have, these are the FUT unlocked players, right? These are the best in the game, possibly the best cards that you could own. So might as well go for a try. Maybe miss out on a couple of chances, but maybe the fourth and fifth will connect. But looking at how he's going in, he's got to take the shot. Oh, dribbling past the defender, but of course, eventually deflected out for a corner.
Yeah, I think just slightly overdid it over there. He had the opening made for him with that first trick, and probably I think had already queued the second input, so the momentum kind of took him to a more acute angle. But he did score from a similar angle for his first goal as well, so I don't blame him for taking that shot. And looking controlled, he hasn't looked rattled by that goal he conceded. I think probably halftime came at a good time for him where he could just touch base with his teammate, just gather his thoughts as well. And as things stand, it's going exactly as FC Goa would want it to. Of course, V Sharma has been the guy who's been there in many occasions to rescue the game in game two, but in recent times, he's been the guy to just go and close it out in game two. As we see a change, we see Messi coming on for Eusebio for SC's Bengal, and I'm quite interested to note that SC's Bengal did have Eusebio on, but they did not have the 93 rated Eusebio card, just the 89 one. So interesting choice of player over there. Maybe that particular card gives them something different that they're looking for. But for the moment, it is Afnan who is trying to work it into the box, and Amino7 hasn't been given a lot of the ball. I think that's been a part of the effort. There you go. Great pressing again from Afnan. And now he's got that 2v2. He's got Ronaldo. He's got Pele in there. Surely has to take the shot. And he does. It's as easy as that for Afnan Amin. And he gets his goal. It is 4-1 FC Goa.
Wow, I mean, the boys, they're all, just gatling in through the goals, and it's sort of become a spree that they're up to. And, today has, of course, been an evening where we're witnessing so many, high goal matches, Azim, of course. And this, again, the second fixture being not really far behind. And already, Afnan being the one causing so much chaos, causing so much damage, and SC's Bengal. This is an absolute nightmare, especially Ankit Gupta, the second game that he's got to play, and he's going to play under so much pressure against a formidable opponent like V Sharma. Oh God, I'm starting to ponder. It's sort of starting to feel a little saddening for them because Benu Seven, honestly, over the last couple of games, we had seen this player evolve, and suddenly it feels like they've gone back to ground zero, and things are trembling for SC Bengal.
Yeah, and I think it's taken 9 matches for it to happen, but I do believe for the first time we have seen Afnan crack a smile in the eISL.
Oh
Usually
yeah.
a player who's
Oh yes.
very serious, occasionally sometimes a little nervous, almost looking a little meek at times. I think that's probably offside. Yeah, that was very, very offside. But now a player who's growing in confidence, who's getting comfortable in the LAN environment, and it for our viewers who think that it's just like playing a game online, it's just like logging into division rivals and foot champs and playing against a good player. Playing in a LAN environment in the ISL is just so completely different. It's mentally, or you prepare yourself completely differently. The input delay and everything is very
Oh,
different, and a bit of a
oh,
physics fail over there, you would have to say,
uh,
for FC Goa rather, and Beno 7 able to capitalize, and still it's not over. It's 4-2 with 20 minutes to play, so anything is still possible.
I mean, right now, SC's Bengal, they're going to take this, right? Thank you so much for that little cheap giveaway. And, Afnan, you've got to feel bad for him over there, right? He went in for a really good interception, but eventually his legs, did not really work the way he wanted over there with that. bicycle interception. But either ways, as things are going on, Afnan right off on the attack, this time from the left wing with Eusebio, trying to find maybe a player, maybe try to go in for a cross, or maybe try to take things a little closer towards the D
Oof.
box, and has managed to find Pele. He's surely going to take a shot some point or the other, but this time the keeper being present enough to deflect it out for a corner.
Yeah, and that was just beautiful skill. I mean, I would have loved for that to be a goal just because of first the nutmeg, then the Rabona fake, then the little trick and the elastico after that. Just combining, chaining those skill moves, almost like it's one of those one of those hack and slash kind of games. Just chaining the
Yeah.
moves and getting the combos going. And lovely to see for Afnan doing that, growing in confidence. But the job isn't done yet. I'm 7 still clinging on in this game. And if he can somehow grab a goal against all odds, and he might just, and he has, it is
Oh.
3-4. Could the comeback be on? And will Afnan ever smile again? Is the question. I think he's going to be looking back at the footage and saying, why did I smile, man? Why did I smile? I've gone through this entire tournament without smiling and it's been working great. But now it's huge pressure from being 3-0 up, a little slip which was not really his fault, allowed Beno 7 to get back into the game, and now it is 4-3 and huge pressure, huge pressure in
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen Beno 7 finally, striking back, and he's been sneaking those goals in, right? The least chances where you even see this coming, he's scoring. And finally, when we were just starting to think that he's maybe getting out of touch, he responds. But look at Afnan go. He's gone aggressive again. This time with Pele, however, feels like the stamina is lacking a little bit. The pace is definitely missing. So maybe we're gonna see some changes being made over here. Mbappe, he's gonna be a little ambitious. He's waiting for maybe take that long shot, but eventually passes it on towards his teammate just to get intercepted. And this is where the counter attack has begun. And Messi, he's gonna try do something, maybe give a few passes away, but eventually back and forth FIFA happening.
Oh yeah, but it's good to see Afnan is just still playing his natural game. He's still trying to attack. He desperately wants that goal and has the opportunity now with Ronaldo. Don't overthink it. Take the shot, and that surely is the game for Afnan. A huge sigh of relief, a shake of the head to, I mean, sort of showing his disappointment that he let his opponent back into the game. But job done for him in the end. I don't see SCEB Bengal managing to get 2 goals in the
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes that remain in game. So it's been a way more stressful journey than he would have imagined at 3-0, but eventually it does look like Afnan is going to get the result today.
Yeah, he definitely is. And, the way he's been playing, Beno 7 commends to him as well for trying, to sort of close in
Oh,
the
hang
gap
on.
and possibly could definitely get one more. But this time a little too overwhelmed as the keeper was there in terms to make the rescue, make the save for him. And he's got all the time. He can, gobble over the ball, play it around, do whatever on earth he wants because, this game, it's almost over. Even if SCS Bengal managed to score one, the game is done already at this particular point, but he's
Oof,
still
what's
going to
going
try
on?
though.
Oh my
It's going to
goodness!
go in. It has gone in. Oh God, what did we sign up for, Azim? This is one of the goals that should have never happened, but here it is. eISL drama is boiling up.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the comedy goal of the tournament. It's the goalkeeper taking out 2 players and the defender taking out a defender is just absolute madness over there. 5-4 is how it ends. And absolute chaos, absolute carnage. In the end, it doesn't matter because Afnan gets the win. So 3-0 or 5-4, the outcome for him is the same. But oof, well, we did say that he didn't have a lot of goals to his name in the previous games. He's clearly changed that with 5 today.
Yeah, finally, shutting everybody down and Afnan sort of being one of those players. But again, the way things ended over here, East Bengal, they were so close. That was just a narrow victory for FC Goa over there. Had Beno 7 had a few couple of more minutes on his hands, maybe things could have been at least ending up with a draw. But again, sneaky goals being made over by Beno 7. But Afnan clearly being the better player, at least in this tie that we did get to see. And FC Goa, they're going to be thumping with pride over how this player has improved, especially with the quality of the pass that was made towards Rod Gullit, and the way he executed. And yeah, that's a nice one. That's something that even V Sharma could not really believe. And yeah, Ankit was like, I mean, it's just tough luck for him. But and then as the game progressed, right, then we did see, this is where he was not shying away from playing the ball. He was not shying away from making those bold moves, and that's where he was succeeding, right? And Beno, he was absolutely shell shocked as to how he's gonna get back in. But that is where maybe Afnan, I felt, became a little vulnerable in those cheap giveaways, which of course SC's Bengal did capitalize. But well, Azim, it was not enough.
Yeah, I mean, he did get this one over the year as well. In the one-on-one situation, he was just playing on instinct, getting away, and you could see his teammate also like super impressed with him. Almost couldn't believe what he was seeing when it came to 3-0. And even a little small grimace from Ankit Gupta over there to say, well done, boy. Over here, it was a good goal back, I believe, from Beno 7. Worked this. I think all three goals, actually all four goals, apart from maybe the one, had huge elements of fortune to them. There was the one very
Yeah.
unfortunate deflection. He had the defender in place. You could see over there he was not too pleased about that. And at 3-1, we thought, is it going to be another day at the office for Afnan where it's not going quite his way? Had chance after chance after chance, and finally managed to get that fourth goal. And at 4-1, we thought, you know what? Okay, chalo. Now this game is done. Now he can breathe easy at 63 minutes, 4-1. And you could see again, V Sharma very happy. But
Yeah.
little did we know the drama that we were in for in those last 30 minutes.
Yeah, especially from here onwards, right? The way, oh, look at this. Messi just saving the ball, directly going for a shot. And this was so cheeky. This was so sneaky. And yeah, this is where Beno 7 felt that, yes, he still had a chance. Now, that was like we said, a very sly goal. And even Afnan, he was not really happy about it, because eventually, Azim, let's be honest, no matter how the goal goes in, a goal is a goal. It still gives you that 1 point up. So again, after that, we did see Beno 7 striking back, and this is one of those clear goals, right? And then we saw again, it was a goal galore game, to be honest. First half being clearly dominated by Afnan. Of course, Beno 7 making a comeback, but again, the lead was just too much to overcome.
Yeah, and then Afnan created again a lot of chances. I think so many chances that even the producers would have been wondering what do we even put into the highlights, because there's been so many. And at 5-3, we thought, okay, you know what? Chalo. This game is done. It's over. And then we got to see I'd probably call it the comedy goal of the tournament, because just what is going on here? It's just absurd.
Coming
And
off of Ginola, out of everybody over there, I was really surprised. I mean, how could that go in? But yeah, Afra is like, oh, all right, even this goes in. But at that moment, they had their smile secured, right? We knew that even if after that, whatever happens, they're still gonna win this tie. They're still gonna win this matchup. But this is it. This is the match that we've all been waiting for. Two big guns going up against each other. Ankit Gupta against V Sharma. This is again one of those ties. I mean, in fact, entering into the new year, this sort of ushers us with new opportunity, a new chance for all these players, to try and overcome what happened in the past year, right? Now, the way things have started off, I'm really, to be honest, surprised, because so many goals are being scored. Now, again, you've got to start questioning if the players have really improved on in terms of their offense, or just having some really loose defense. But again, a lot of questions. But we've definitely got Afnan on the other side, waiting for us for this, interview with us, who's going to be absolutely happy and stoked up with the game. And Afnan, it took you quite some time, but quite a convincing victory after all. How do you feel, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling very great. Close game 5-4, a couple of bad goals, but it's okay. It was a good game. Shantan played very well. GG's to him. And yeah, I'm very happy right now.
yeah, so how stressed were you? So obviously when you started 3-0, everything was going fine, and then the game was just finding ways with the physics to make your life
Yeah.
difficult. So what was going through your head at that time?
Yeah, at 3-0, I was pretty comfortable, but I knew that if he gets one or two goals back, it can get very intense. So I kept calm, but the goals kept going in. I couldn't do anything, and yeah, the only way left was to score one more. So yeah.
Talk me through it, because honestly we sort of really felt that you were the better player in the pitch. You were looking very very good with the way you were creating those attacks and everything, but for a moment those slip ups, right, it just kept on happening, right, up to the very point, towards the brink of the match getting over. You got shot with one more goal. Of course, till then you had secured it, but were you feeling for a moment that maybe there could be a draw somewhere? And you've worked really hard, it's clearly visible, 5 goals a haul for you. And did you feel for a moment that this game could slip away from you?
Yeah, when the score was 4-3, I think I thought, yeah, my opponent's gonna come back again, and I'm gonna choke this. But luckily, I scored a fifth goal. So yeah, I was very nervous when the score was 4-3.
Yeah,
You
but no,
definitely were.
you managed to see it out, and also for us, I think probably the first time we have seen you smile on camera. So hope to see more of that from you, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you so much, guys.
Surely a far better Afnan when he's smiling, right? I mean, he's been having his tough days, but seems like he's definitely overcome all the challenges, and finally getting to learn from a mentor like V Sharma is definitely going to be such a enlightening experience for him. That being said, of course, Azim, Afnan is again one of those players we've seen him pass in the circuit, uh, relatively new compared to the likes of V Sharma, but again, he does have that experience. I think it was all about him being a little nervous, and I'm pretty sure that now he's sort of overcome that. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see even bigger things from this lad. But now this is where things are starting to get really heated up. Look at the skill levels; they're very close by and pretty high.
Yeah, and of course the age difference is the main factor, and I do believe if the hair continues to grow at the same rate for Ankit Gupta, we'll be seeing him borrowing the hairband from V Sharma as well at some point in the tournament. But we have kicked off. We do go again. Interesting retro ball selected by whoever is has created the game session, which is actually quite fitting because most of these players are icons who have probably used this sort of old leather style ball. But V Sharma, straight up of the attack, we do know that V Sharma plays a slightly different formation to a lot of other players, and we have also seen Ankit Gupta play that same formation of the 4-1-2-1-2. So we could be looking at a very narrow game with not a lot of space in the middle, and then players forced, like they have in this moment, to get wide and use those fullbacks. For V Sharma, no real changes made. And well, apart from the fact that he's given the ball away, which is very uncharacteristic for him, but we do see him persisting with his standard Lothar Matthäus, as indeed Ankit Gupta as well, who has used Matthäus as one of the mainstays in his team, shall we say. And Ankit Gupta, of course, we do know all about him. Very, very unpredictable, mercurial player, and I think he's going to give V Sharma a huge, huge test today. He has absolutely demolished his opposition in the games against ATKMB and Hyderabad. So he's going to be looking to get back into his form. V Sharma now using Mbappe on that flank, had the run with Ronaldo, but decided to just take it a bit easy. It's not a huge pressure game for V Sharma. Of course, he knows that even a draw can just guarantee them that 1 point. So for him, obviously, he will want to get the win and close out this game and get all
Yeah.
3 points as soon as possible. But Ankit Gupta is going to make it as difficult for him as possible. We do know Ankit is let's say a bit of a cheeky player. He tries things that a lot of players don't really expect. He'll go for strange shots, strange tricks, chip you from absurd angles. We've seen all of that happen in this tournament so far. So V Sharma has to be wary and expect the unexpected when you're playing against Ankit.
Oh, he certainly has to. And for the first time, after a long time, we're witnessing V Sharma not playing under pressure, right? Like every time he comes in, he's sort of one game down, and then he's got to win it somehow, and that sort of adds up. But this is where he can be a little more free, start exploring opportunities with the way things have changed. But look at SC's Bengal go, especially Pele from the right wing is passed it on towards Ronaldo. This was the perfect time he could make an entry, and there you go. Ronaldo making that shot connect, and SC is Bengal. They're 1-0 up, and they're roaring with pride right now.
Oh, that was brilliantly worked. Again, you, as I said, very instinctual player doing things that most players would not try to execute in that moment. You see over there, he went for that little trick, got the slightest opportunity and did not care. Left foot, right foot. I'm just gonna take that shot and smash it into the corner. I don't care who the keeper is. You may be Van der Sar, you may be whoever you are, but my shot is going to go in, and that's the confidence that Ankit Gupta tends to play with. We have seen the
Oh,
confidence erode just a little bit in those last couple of games without the win, but listen, form is temporary, class is permanent, and he has shown that he is a very classy player. But V Sharma, he's been in this situation before where he has been a goal down, 2 goals down sometimes, and managed to claw it back. And the thing that he will be looking to do, and if I was V Sharma, I would be looking to get inside that box as much as possible and move Ankit Gupta and make him try to defend one on one as much as possible, because we have seen the tackle stats from Ankit Gupta. He's very eager to win that ball back, and he has conceded a couple of penalties as well, and that could well be a very effective route into back to this game for V
yeah.
Sharma.
Could not agree more with you. But again, Visa Mice is one of those players that keep things simple and yet really subtle. And with the way he attacks, I really like. I'm still pretty sure we've still got to see more coming in. But SC is Bengal again on the attack with Pele passing it on towards Ronaldo this time. However, the defenders were in place to fend off this attack over here as a counter attack has begun. Mbappe making that really good
Ooh.
pass. If Pele could have managed to reach that in time, things could have been completely different. But yeah, it is what it is. For the moment, 30 minutes passed by. It's a 1-0 lead up, and I completely agree. The SC Bengal, especially Ankit Gupta, he loves to go up close and personal. He does not really shy away from making those tackles, and that is something that could really be capitalized on. And what are we witnessing, Azim? A lot of players, they're not shying away from taking these long shots.
Yeah, I mean that was probably very under hit, so didn't really have much chance over here. But V Sharma, he's great in these situations as Ankit tackles a player off the ball over there. As we said, loves a tackle. Doesn't matter if the player has the ball or not. If you are in Ankit's general vicinity, you will get tackled. That seems to be how he likes to play. And you can see V Sharma, a player who relies more on that second man press, making sure the player he's controlling is in the right place to cut out the pass. But couldn't cut that pass out. Now it's about Ankit Gupta. I thought he had made the turn, but then just second guessed himself. He's found Pele with the header, and what a save by Van
Wow.
der Sar, pulling it out of the top corner. But the pressure is not over yet. It's a corner. Ankit Gupta specializes in these, and he has the header and the goal for Gullit. It's 2-0 SC's Bengal, and V Sharma now has a long, long road back.
Oh God, oh God. The reminiscence of the first match is clearly visible. But this time for SC's Bengal as all right, now things have started to heat up a lot. And again, it's going to be Ruud Gullit this time for SC's Bengal. He's making it happen over here, Azim. The way he's been playing and everything, he's been so instinctive with his approach, right? Quite an unconventional way of playing FIFA. But oh boy, it works, it works. And that the first shot that initially went in. We really thought that this could have been a goal, but no. Eventually relied on the corner, and we know they love SC Bengal. They sort of specialize in all these set piece attacks, and they did one through, and it's now 2-0. Now V Sharma, he's under the radar, is starting to feel the heat a little bit, and I'm thinking it's gonna get worse with the time progressing.
Yeah, now it's about how Ankit Gupta decides to play this. Is he now going to be content to sit back and soak up the pressure? Because, of course, against V Sharma, we've seen players try to do that before against him. We've seen it happen with the Northeast United FC boys, and he managed to find a solution to that problem. But Ankit Gupta, you can see, surely this is a goal. The instinct is brilliant. It's 3-0, and it's a role reversal of what we've seen in that last game. V Sharma lost in thought at the moment. He can't quite believe what's happening, but it's no surprise Ankit Gupta in attack is absolutely phenomenal, and he is making it happen, and he is dragging SC East Bengal right back into this game.
Yeah, and this is looking like a nightmare for V Sharma. He did not sign up for this. He's starting to ponder. He's starting to contemplate as the halftime whistle has been blown off, and this is where Ankit Gupta is starting to feel confident, right? Especially in terms of how he's been making those attacks. It has been so good, but now, so words of wisdom by Afnan, just trying to cheer up his teammate and give him some little bit of nits and pointers, right? Today definitely has not been one of those days where V Sharma wakes up in the right side of the bed, but it is what it is because looking at the quality of the goals being scored by SCEB Bengal, they're not sly anymore. They're not cheeky. They're well planned and highly relying on instinct. He takes the shots, does not really question himself or doubt his capabilities. And there you see, he's got a really good lead heading into the second half.
Yeah, and again playing his natural game, and an interesting role reversal you would have to say in the FC Goa camp. It's usually been V Sharma who has been sort of that calm head at the back, as a very again interesting alternative tactic employed over there by Ankit Gupta, just going long straight from the half restart, and that's what I meant by him being a cheeky player. Like, he does so many things that you just, they're so audacious, you would never expect
Yeah.
somebody in a tournament of these high stakes to do. And we have seen in the interviews with Ankit Gupta him saying that he's a casual player who suddenly found himself as a pro one day, whereas Beno Seven was the guy who's generally looking at it and again winning that ball up really high. Now Ronaldo, and he's got Matthias in there, wins the header. How has
Oh,
that gone in?
no.
V Sharma is absolutely stunned. I am stunned because nobody expected there to be a goal from Lothar Matthäus heading that ball past Van der Sar, and it is unraveling massively for FC Goa over here. They are now 4 goals down with V Sharma, and Ankit Gupta looks like he's found his early season form again. He's been the specialist of the 5-0s and the 6-0s, and we could be seeing more at this rate today.
Yeah, and this is absolutely demoralizing. At this point, he's just toying around, and V Sharma, he's gonna be stupefied by what just came his way. But again, the player of his class is gonna try and build up an attack of his own. But Ankit Gupta, I think today is his evening to shine, and I'm pretty sure we've got more to see out of this lad. But for now, Mbappe is just trying to play around the centers, passing it on towards Ronaldo, Pele, of course, and Eusebio somehow getting in grip of the ball. Ronaldo is going to be a little bit overwhelming and a little bit oversighted with that shot, but again has been dealt with beautifully by Ankit Gupta. But this could be a sly chance, and all right, Marquinhos for the rescue. As nothing is absolutely falling in place for FC Goa, especially V Sharma. He's gonna kick himself right now.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that when the ball bounced, he didn't decide to go for the overhead kick. That would probably have been the most efficient way to get a shot away with the minimal time. But yeah, it looked for all the world that one of those 3 or 4 shots would go in. He's got Messi on the ball now, gives it straight to Matthias, and you can see that for the first time in this tournament, V Sharma is, and he has been Mr. Consistent, Mr. Composed all through this tournament. But when you're 4 goals down, and he's not been in this position before, the composure just goes completely out of the window, and we're seeing that with V Sharma over here, just making mistakes that are not characteristic to him at all. He's usually that guy who's always in control of the game. He's got Van der Sar out. It's a foot race between Van der Sar and CR7, but Van der Sar prevails over there. And if there's going to be a comeback of Beno 7 proportions by V Sharma, it needs to start now. But Ankit Gupta, he's been an absolute joy to watch today. Everything he's done with the ball has just been a breath of fresh air. He's been so effective with his attacking, the patterns of play, taking shots, playing on instinct, going for a finesse shot, and finding the palms of
I'll
Van
be
der Sar.
surprised.
I mean, I think if that had gone in, V Sharma would probably have rage quit. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. But at the other end, we do see now Pele. You can see the mind games over there
Wow.
from Ankit Gupta. He brought the keeper out a little bit just to put that little bit of doubt into V Sharma's head, tempt him to go for the chip. And we do see a pause also cued by V Sharma. They're all lining up to take the shot over here. One of them, he needs to take the shot, and it's just not happening for him.
Yeah, it's completely in shambles. A lot of chances I could see could have been converted, but V Sharma starting to double question himself, as he is going to be defending right now against the counter attack by Ankit Gupta. He definitely calls himself a casual player, but look at him go, going up against the juggernauts of the Indian FIFA community. I mean, V Sharma, definitely one of the top four greats that we have, that India has to offer. And right now, he's just having a play with him, considering how. Imagine if this player decides to go pure competitive at some point in the future. I think I'm looking at potentially one of the best players in the country right now in of course, Ankit Gupta.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He has all the potential, all the hallmarks. I think now for him, the thing to work on is finding consistency. We started questioning, because he got his big performances. I think that's probably offside. No, it's not. And Messi surely is going to go finesse, and he goes for the top corner. That is out of this world. Ankit Gupta, you
Oh,
absolute beauty, and the celebration as well. He is running riot here.
yeah, this is devastating. I mean, the pure quality of that goal. Oh God, this is where V Sharma has completely lost it. I mean, at this point, every player has one of those days that you would eventually want to forget. I really hope this sort of performance does not reflect in the co-op game that is coming, because that is going to be the decider. And FC Goa, they've been trying to create multiple chances, but none has really gone past by. And today, I think it has got to be Afnan who's going to be the one trying to save the day for FC Goa, because considering Chennai and FC, they've lost those points. This is the perfect time for FC Goa to start building up that lead. And it was such a fantastic start to the evening for them. But things start looking trembling down, as one of their best players, or rather the best player, Bisharma, he's struggling. But again, Ankit Gupta has taken him for a ride, and again nets one more. It's 6-0.
Half a
Oh,
dozen for Ankit Gupta yet
oh,
again. Is not the first time. And V Sharma is just not his day. I mean, I've counted 4 or 5 or 6 moments where when he was playing at the top of his game a couple of weeks ago, he would not think twice about playing the through ball and just smash it into the corner. But he has been absolutely run ragged by the mercurial magic of Ankit Gupta over there. He's just been so good, and I think for V Sharma's confidence, it's important for him to try and score a goal, as Marquinhos there attempted to get the ball and then the cancel, which always looks a little strange when it happens. But V Sharma trying now getting in with Messi. He's leaving obviously lots of gaps for Ankit Gupta to exploit on the counter attack. Has the opportunity and yet again still blocked. Ankit showing zero mercy. You know he's going to go. He's scored 5 before. He's scored 6 before. Can he go for 7? Somehow managing to get
oh,
there, doing the little flick over the head. He's got Ronaldo injured as well. He doesn't care about that. And Mbappe now with the ball, trying to go for the kill. V Sharma gives it straight back. And
oh God.
okay, could be in for 7. No, I think Ankit just deciding to to run it out of play now. Just being a little respectful, I think, of his opponent, who is one of the best in the game. But you wouldn't know it based on that scoreline. 6 goals without reply for SC East Bengal. And then looking across to his teammates saying, focus, focus, we got this. And we could be seeing huge reverberations to the top of the table. If SC East Bengal can get this win, probably the toughest game they have for a while, they could be climbing into that top 4 very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, what a response by SC's Bengal. Look at them, 10 cumulative goals already being scored, and now heading in to the final game of the evening. Things couldn't have been bigger. A lot at stakes, especially FC Goa starting off so well, then absolutely, trembling down, being crushed apart by Ankit Gupta. He's a force to be reckoned with today, and he has shown the world that he's capable of so much more magic than this, right? Even towards the very end, I really felt he could have, personally beaten his own record, could have gone in for that 7 goal haul. But regardless, what a fantastic day for Ankit Gupta. Clearly the better player out there. And right now, I'm pretty sure, Azim, they're carrying on this momentum going on into the final co-op. But this is where they're going to be tested, right? Because FC Goa, they've been one of those teams that have sort of been so good in their co-op games. They've, they've barely been beaten. That is what you can say, right? But this is it, right? This is the exact sort of momentum that you would want to head off into the final game of the evening.
Yeah, but FC Goa have been in this situation before. Not this exact situation, of course. It's usually been the other way around, where it's been V Sharma who gets that clutch win in game 2, and then suddenly it's a showdown in co-op. But slight variation to the formula as we just look at goal after goal for Ankit Gupta. And it's a huge moment, not quite getting the high five and the fist bump timing correct over there, but I don't think that'll matter too much to them. But Ankit just scoring goals absolutely for fun, and I have to say that, of course, this is a great. Yeah, that one. I'm a bit surprised the goalkeeper didn't manage to save that. I think maybe he had brought the keeper off the line and it was just a little bit too high. But I have to say that so far in 2 matches or 2 games within this match, we have seen 15 goals scored, and in our the last game that we casted together, we also saw 15 goals scored. So I would have to say, as we watch that beauty arrow into the top corner, I have to say that 2022 is proving to be a brilliant year for the eISL so far.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, especially for our viewers, right? Imagine them tuning in and suddenly finding goals happening left, right, and center, absolutely from every possible direction, just like this one, and Ankit Gupta, he's gonna do more of that. And for FC Goa, it has to be Afnan who's going to start leading the charge, at least possibly for this evening. But taking a look at this fixture over here, is SC's Bengal being the clear victors in terms of how they performed. Look at the expected goals. It's 4.6, 11 shots being taken. Again, this time, however, in terms of the tackles also, look at that, 22 tackles that have been attempted. And he's one of the players who likes to go physical, does not really care, commits a lot. Now, this is where you start questioning his age, right? Is he actually 25? Because, these are the sort of hunches you get to do when you're pretty young, right? You go directly head in, you do not care about whatever is going around you. And once you start maturing, you sort of start being a little bit more defensive, start of being a little bit more tactical, but he's completely raw. So this is something that we're absolutely enjoying. But for you viewers out there, co-op games are going to be starting off just a little wee bit, but till then you can enjoy one of the sessions with these players.
Hi, I'm Shantan Mundal. I'm 25 years of age. I'm from Howrah. I'm representing SCEB Bengal.
Hi, I am Ankit Gupta, 25 years of age from Mumbai, representing SCEB Bengal.
2014 से मैंने ये फीफा खेलना कम्पिटिटिवली चालू किया था. उसके बाद मैंने 2-3 साल छोड़ दिया. लेकिन उसके बाद जब eISL आया, उसका इतना बड़ा प्राइस पूल आया, तब मैंने सोचा क्यों ना खेलूँ, क्योंकि आई हैव टू कम बैक देन. मैंने बहुत टाइम से डिवीजन राइवल्स एंड फूड चैम्प्स में ग्राइंड किया है. देन फाइनली eISL आया एंड उसके बाद मैंने 1-2 क्वालिफायर्स खेला. मेरा परफॉर्मेंस उतना अच्छा नहीं था. देन फाइनली आई गॉट द अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर SCEB Bengal.
शांतन हमेशा से 2014 में कॉम्पिटिटिव रहा है, बट मैं हमेशा से कैजुअल प्लेयर रहा हूँ. आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू हैव हिम एज अ टीममेट. ही इज़ बी माई फ्रेंड सिंस अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. और हम लोग जब 2v2 की बात करते हैं तो इसमें ब्लेम गेम काफ़ी आता है, बट हमारे सिचुएशन में ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि हम लोग दूसरे को काफ़ी टाइम से जानते हैं. हम लोग को मालूम है दूसरे को कैसे सपोर्ट करना है, कैसे आगे बढ़ाना है. अगर किसी एक से भी गलती हो गई तो एक बंदा मोटिवेट करता है कि मैं हूँ ना, टेंशन मत ले. तो हम लोग दोनों का वो केमिस्ट्री काफ़ी अच्छा है. तो हम लोग चाहते हैं कि ये टूर्नामेंट में उसको आगे बढ़ा और हम लोग जीते हैं.
हम लोग आउट गेम का बॉन्डिंग बहुत अच्छा है, वो इन गेम पे भी रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है. हम लोग अभी तक 3 गेम्स खेले हैं, तीनों के तीनों कोऑप हम लोग जीते. बाकायदा हम लोग 1v1 पे दोनों गेम हार गए लास्ट गेम पे, बट हम लोग का कोऑप बहुत अच्छा जा रहा है. आई होप वो आगे भी जाएगा.
मेरे लिए डार्क हॉर्स FC गोवा रही है, क्योंकि इनके बारे में कोई बात नहीं करेगा. ये सब चेन्नई किए जा रहे हैं, बट आई थिंक दे डिजर्व द टैग ऑफ डार्क हॉर्सेस. इस लीग में 20 मैचेस है और हम लोग के सिर्फ 3 मैचेस हो गए हैं, और उसमें से हम लोग 2 जीते 1 हारे, और 17 मैचेस अभी भी रिमेनिंग है. जैसे लीग आगे बढ़ते रहेगा, हम लोग को टेबल टॉपर्स पे देखोगे, देख लेना. मैं अपने मॉम डैड को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा कि उनने मेरे को काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया है, काफ़ी आगे तक आते हुए देखा है. और मैं अपने दोस्त लोग को थैंक बोलना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने मेरे को सपोर्ट किया ये देख के कि मेरे में टैलेंट है फीफा खेलने का. तो मैं उन लोगों को काफ़ी थैंक बोलना चाहूँगा. और थैंक्स टू माय फैंस फॉर सपोर्टिंग मी एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग अस, बिकॉज वी आर गोना विन द टाइटल आउट हियर. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक माय गर्ल फॉर सपोर्टिंग मी एंड आई एम रियली ग्रेटफुल फॉर दैट.
আমি আমার ফ্যান্সদের জন্য বলছি, আমাদের যেভাবে সাপোর্ট করেছেন সেভাবে সাপোর্ট করতে থাকুন, আমরা আরও ভালো খেলে দেখাবো.
All right, so SC's Bengal find themselves going up against the underdogs, or rather the dark horses in the tournament, who apparently have been sitting up top. And this is going to be one of the really gruesome matches that's going to not just physically but also mentally exhaust you, right? They know that they have played against fire, and to win. You have to be equally or even more burning, and you've got to have that thing in your soul, right? So they've got a lot to do over here. Again, we're gonna get inside two of the best co-op teams inside of eISL. Everyone fighting for their own purpose reason. SC East Bengal, of course, they have played the least number of matches, but they're still making so much out of them. And for FC Goa, this comes down to it. They need to bolster up that lead that they have currently in the top table. But Azim, I've got to ask this one to you. Who do you think is going to come out as the victor?
Oh man, it's so close to call because both these teams are very good co-op units, and quite interesting to note that V Sharma now in the sadness of his defeat has now taken his headband off, and he's looking like almost fittingly looking like a Salman Khan from Tere Naam, that sad man with the long hair falling over his head. But no time to be sad. It's a fresh start. It starts again at 0-0, and this is the absolute decider, and that's not what you want to be doing. A cheap giveaway immediately, and surely he's going for a chip. That is audacious.
No.
That is Ankit Gupta continuing the momentum from the last game, and shell shocking for FC
God.
Goa over there. That was just insane.
That is it, right from minute one. If you've got SC's Bengal going after you like this, oh god, I do not know. This is absolute menace being caused over here by Ankit Gupta, the way he's been playing, and especially the support also coming out of Benno. All right, the momentum train, the hype train is definitely on for SC's Bengal. Have they managed to score one in? And the sheer quality of how he just intervenes, how he just enters inside the box over there. It's so beautiful to watch, and this must be devastating. But for FC Goa, they somehow Azim have to find their way inside this match, and they've got to do it pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I mean they pretty much got sucker punched over there in that goal. Obviously the chip was beautiful, but it was their own giveaway. I believe it was their own start of the game, and to give that ball away is absolutely criminal over there. But they have been a very good co-op unit so far. I don't believe they've lost in co-op yet. And a cheap giveaway by SC's Bengal again and again. I think it's just not, the nerves are definitely playing a factor over here, which I wouldn't have expected to be a case because FC Goa have been in a lot of pressure situations, particularly going into these co-op games, and they've managed to deal with it. Obviously, even a loss over here doesn't really impact them too much. They still remain top of the table, but are then slightly vulnerable to attack from Jamshedpur FC and Northeast United FC as well. So I would suppose for the tournament itself, I think as a spectacle for the ISL, it's probably great news as we see the corner coming in. Gullit, I think the ball was headed onto him and then he headed it out, and yeah, it is a goal kick. But from a tournament POV, I think a win here for SC's Bengal just makes it just so tantalizing, so enticing. The fact that we now would probably have 5 teams really realistically jostling for those top 4 spots, and no great pointers on what order they're going to finish in either. So a really fascinating, interesting, tight tournament, and that's what all of us want to see. That's where all the fun and the drama comes from. But for FC Goa, they are sitting, they're not playing anything really different to what we've seen them do. But you can see that SC is Bengal immediately just getting in their faces, pressing as much as they can. And I have seen that for all Ankit Gupta's comments about being a casual player, he may be a casual player, but he's a very cerebral player. He thinks about what his opponents do, and he comes up with that master plan about how to make sure that he can get the result against him. We've seen him do it on multiple occasions. Probably the only one he struggled against was Mumbai City FC and Ashwin, but a cheap giveaway by FC Goa, which ends up in offside, so no harm done. But plenty to play for. I think if FC Goa can rescue a point out of this, they will treat it as a very good result.
Oh, definitely. FC Goa, they've got to start doing it, and I think this could be a good chance with them trying to enter in from the left wing, but that had been defended, and it goes out for a corner. And we've seen a lot of root gullet heroics happening over here today in the evening, right? So I'm not going to be surprised if we are in for something more like similar to that, but no, a different approach rather. A close corner being taken, Mbappe passing it on towards Pele, who's going to be playing with the ball around, just trying to create that perfect opening as Gullit. We've seen him taking shots from maybe that range, but Pele, somehow he needs to get inside the D box over there. And FC Goa, they are trying to buy out all the time in the world, searching for that right opportunistic moment to strike, because SC's Bengal, oh, this could be it. And this time they do not shy away from taking this shot as we head in. The points have been equalized, the goals have been evened up. It's one each.
The patience over there paying off, you have to say, for FC Goa. You could see they kept keeping the ball, and this is a pattern that I was noticing, that for SC East Bengal, they were repeatedly deploying that offside trap. It was pretty much a line of 5 at the back, just sitting and defending. And it was brilliantly worked by FC Goa to just wait for that one offside trap to not be timed correctly, and you could see the acres of space that Ronaldo found himself in. And now, for their confidence, I think it does them a world of good, particularly for V Sharma, just to touch back with reality and be like, okay, you know what, this is the real world. This is the world where I am still top of the eISL. I have been in the situation before. I know how to deal with the pressure, and I can possibly win this and extend the lead at the top. I think it would be a huge result for both teams. So there is so much on the line over here. For SC East Bengal, of course, it's about being in the discussion for that top 4. It's a very, very deep cross. I thought for a moment, I mean, with Ankit Gupta, you never know what to expect. You would have seen Ronaldo jump maybe 12 feet in the air and head that, given the way his his day is going so far. But no harm done for FC Goa over there, and the game will obviously open up just that little bit more, because after that performance from Ankit Gupta, there is no way that he is going to settle for just a draw. He will want that win today.
Oh, he is definitely hungry for that. And, adding on to the casual player sort of a comment that he's been, trying to portray him as, I really believe he's got a really bright future up ahead. And, considering the experience that he has, like you said, he's been that cerebral assassin, thinking things through before trying to execute, but at the same time, not shying away from taking risks. And that has been sort of what has set him apart from the other greats inside the tournament so far, right? And again, they're here to win. They're here to create a lot of tremors in the current leaderboards, and a win would especially, open things up like we've discussed. But for FC Goa, now this is where they need to sort of start slowing down the pace, I believe, because the momentum train with SC Bengal did work out. It was a stunning first goal, but after that, I think FC Goa have done a really decent job of keeping them at bay right now. But again, with Pele trying to build up this attack, this could have been otherwise, but well dealt by FC Goa.
Yeah, you do think that now FC Goa are now managing to find their rhythm and fall back to the patterns in their co-op play that have been so successful. I think defensively they've got their mojo going again, and we see now Ronaldo bursting into that box, but
Oh, is it
delaying
out?
that
Yeah.
cutback a little bit too much, and it's a goal kick, and it is half time, so no break in the deadlock really. It is still 1-1, and just so interesting. And Ankit Gupta, of course, as we said, is definitely not a casual player anymore. I would say, look at that beautiful
Uh,
chip into the corner. Ankit, he's the joker in the pack. He's the wild card of this tournament. He's the guy who just conjures things out of thin air, and the world of FIFA is his playground. He's here to do creative things. You see over there that offside trap did not work, and the instinctive finish into the corner. And I think it was Afnan with that finish, and interesting role reversal over there, where now it's Afnan patting Ravi Sharma on the back, saying, "Hey, we got this, we can
yeah.
do this."
And that is exactly what you would require from a good teammate, right? We cannot always expect V Sharma to be playing at his optimal best. This is where Afnan stepping up for his team, that was so much needed, and now they know they've got to do so much more than what they've been doing. They might be the best co-op team inside the league right now, but well, here we have a very rightful challenges in front of them as SC Bengal. They have been keeping neck to neck. In fact, some would even say they've been a stat bit better as this game progresses. The second half whistle has been blown up, and FC Goa sort of maintaining the possession and trying somehow to find kind of an opening, which I believe they can, as Ruud Gullit is going to take control over the ball and passes it on towards Mbappe. All right, so I really felt that they're going to go in for that cutback strat, but that was clearly not the case, and they're being very patient with the build up, and this is something that we're getting to see FC Goa try out, not on a lot of occasions, but here they are.
Yeah, and for them, being patient is probably the right approach. Okay, slightly got impatient over there and tried to force that pass through. Winning the ball back high up the pitch, but the fullback is exposed, which means that the defensive midfielder has to come over and cover, and they will have a man spare in midfield. And there you go, you see Gullit and Matthias now with a bit of space, although the defenses have sorted themselves out again. Now with Ronaldo and Pele, what are we going to see over here? Going for that finesse shot from the edge of the area. Now with Ronaldo has the shot and it is into the top corner, and at the absolute screamer, Su goes Ronaldo and Su goes SC East Bengal. It is 2-1.
Wow, again. The boys are striking. They are the stadium is pretty much erupting. Imagine this were the real Hero ISL. All right, this is what we signed up for here. And Azim, I'm pretty sure the quality and the class of these goals. I'm so stoked up for the next matches to even come, because the players are taking tricks up their each other's page. They're taking these long shots. They're not shying away from scoring goals. And again, one more for SC East Bengal and FC Goa. They've got to retaliate back, and they've got to do that really quick, because if they do not, if SC East Bengal hit them with one more, and I think that could be it.
Oh, definitely. And for the moment, FC Goa managing to recycle possession. Will they be able to find that gap again? This time going with a slightly different approach, taking that ball in behind, and that's what they have to do. They have to keep mixing it up. You can't just be predictable and keep working that ball through the middle.
Yeah.
Of course, the formation that V Sharma plays makes it a little difficult to go wide, but now he's got Pele in there, and now it's about
Oh.
instinct and that 1v1. And this time, SC is Bengal coming out on top, and now with Mbappe and Cafu, Mbappe running down that right flank. Good pressure applied by FC Goa. Lothar Matthäus winning that ball back. Now with Gullit, has options left and right. Decides to go left to Ronaldo, who also has Pele. Now taking up a wider position. Goes to Eusebio. Looking for someone in the box. Will they find another mistimed offside trap again? No chance of offside over here again. Just
Ah.
overrunning that down the flank. And frantic instructions and a little bit of laughter on the SC's Bengal bench as well, and some serious tactical discussions for FC Goa.
Yeah, I mean, right now they are under a lot of pressure over here, FC Goa. They're sort of baffled, they're stunned on what's really happening. And V Sharma, he's got to wake up to his senses. He's got to do that really quick, because if he does not, it's going to be so much for Afnan, to take over here. Considering, especially, it's the first time we did see him, go full on, and he had gave his 100%, right? He managed to get that victory, but instantly right after they were shut down completely. SC East Bengal. From then onwards, they have not seen behind even for a single second or for a single moment. But FC Goa, they're starting to make a lot of attacks. They're starting to build up plays, but somewhere down the line, you've got to see things through, right? You've got to make those moves with conviction, and sometimes these sort of build-ups tend to you starting to overthink yourself, as Eusebio trying to get in again. SC East Bengal being really prolific in terms of their defense have dealt with it safely.
Yeah, and he's got Ronaldo, sorry, Hernandez in over there and runs it straight out of play. I think
It's
that
fine.
was Ben who was a bit annoyed with himself for doing that. Now with Gullit, you can see very, very high press. They don't want to allow time on the ball for FC Goa, and for FC Goa to counter that, they need to just take less time on the ball, because the quicker they move it, the more out of position, the more stretched SC Bengal's defense will be. And that's really the name of the game. Moving them around, putting them to positions they're not comfortable with. That's a lovely
Oh,
attempt
yeah.
of the Rabona pass almost. Didn't quite work out. Could probably had better options over there, as the ball is won by Maldini, not taking any chances, just turning away from trouble. And again, you can see they are going to go progressively more and more attacking. It's now Eusebio plays the ball straight to Gullit, and now this is a huge opportunity. It is 2v2 with Ronaldo running down the flanks, deciding to play it simple, doing the smarter thing by just keeping possession. Player sliding into oblivion at the left side of the pitch over there. And now he has the opportunity. Surely he will play in Ronaldo, and this is a huge moment, and that should be that. 3 points almost certainly in the bag for SC's Bengal. And FC Goa, it looks like that first place in the eISL has a bit of a curse attached to it, because nobody who gets there can seem to hang on to it. Maybe it's Jamshedpur's turn to try out next.
Yeah, and I think the kind of form that the boys are in, they pretty much have the capabilities of gaining that first spot. But right now, FC Goa, they're going full in attack, and again, well dealt, being so calm, maintaining that sort of a composure towards those final moments, and they know that they've got this in the bag, right? On any chance, if they can manage to score one more, I think that's going to be some sort of a consolation. But at this point, FC Goa, they're going to be so demented. They're kind of devastated with what's really happening. We're not even getting to see those replays of all those goals. They're kind of starting to get frustrated, and that is the sign of defeat, right? FC Goa, they kind of got done for, but still, trying to make maybe score
This
a
is
few
a chance.
consolation
Has
goals,
to score
and
now, surely.
there
Okay.
you go, beautiful.
Game is still on. The game is still on, and a goal now. It looks like we're going into a grandstand finish.
Yeah, 100%. With this being said, FC Goa, they're gonna start feeling a little bit of a respite, but they still know they've got a daunting task up ahead, and they do not have enough time for that. Maybe they bought, they took a lot of time building up their attacks. They could have directly gone in. So sometime kind of a very uncharacteristic play coming in from FC Goa, but again, a goal is a goal. 3-2 up, and now they've got to somehow make a comeback in. And look at the body language, Azim clearly reflects that they've sort of started to accept defeat at this point, right? Because they're not talking to each other, they're not discussing through. They're completely focused inside the game. And I do not know, as a professional FIFA player, how much does that reciprocate in terms of how you want to play. But communication is absolutely crucial, as again, SC's Bengal, they're going to be building up this attack, and well, Mbappe is going to struggle. Two defenders after him, and Maldini gives it away for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, you can see over there is no intent or intention for SC's Bengal right now. I mean, they might completely prove me wrong, but it doesn't look like they intend to score a goal at all. They're going to waste as much time as possible, just keep it in that corner, try to win another corner kick where possible, winning the throw. That's exactly what they need. At 89 minutes, of course, this is going to be very frustrating for FC Goa. They're going to eat up every second on that clock. We do see 2 added minutes, but the ball still with SC's Bengal, nothing that FC Goa seem to do. And yet another corner. They're playing this out. It's proper professional game management, I would have to say, for SC's Bengal. And I think they've earned the right to do this. They've been put through the mill, and they have given us an absolute classic. This game, I think, holds the record for the maximum number of goals we've seen. We have seen 20 goals across 3 games in the eISL, probably for the first time. It's just been end to end, absolute non-stop action, and yeah, keeping it in the corner. And just look at how well they've managed to keep that ball as the final whistle goes. A huge, huge result for SC's Bengal, getting that win. And you have to say, Ankit Gupta, he's been the man today.
Yeah, he definitely has been the hero of this evening. The way he's been playing, pretty sure this is gonna so much bolster up the confidence of Benno, right? Of course, again you got to talk down on their history, right? He was a former competitive professional player, and after you take a break, you sort of tend to lose out on that sort of a sheer reaction time. A lot of things do happen, but again, when you've got a teammate in Ankit Gupta who purely relies on his instincts, he's a prolific on that attack, he's really crafty at the same time. This is exactly the kind of a partner that you would need heading back into the eISL. And huge props to the boys, everyone making this event happen, because again, making people dream. Again, one of those competitive players who could not play, who left competitive, came back in. Now that is the kind of an opportunity that eISL provides for all these competitive players. But ladies and gentlemen, for the evening, it is of course SC East Bengal who are going to be called your victors of this fixture. One of the most tight fixtures where we could see. But yeah, hearts broken for FC Goa fans.
Oh yeah, definitely. But for SC East Bengal, you can see over there just the confidence absolutely coursing through. I'm not actually sure who has been scoring the goals. Maybe we've been giving Ankit all the credit for the wrong reasons. If we do get an interview with one of the players, we'll manage to ask them. But it was the player with the red cursor who was doing most of the scoring. It may have been actually. It may have been Ben, because looking at all the player inputs over there, it looked like it may have been Ben over there. But at 3-2, it looked like FC Goa maybe just about had a route into this game. Almost no reaction to that goal because they knew that there would be time, and that's how tight this game was. Both those expected goals tallies exactly the same, and FC Goa will really be kicking themselves, particularly over that first goal, because they gave it away from their own kickoff in the first minute, and you just absolutely cannot allow that to happen when you have predators like Ankit Gupta waiting to pounce at you.
Yeah, I mean, look at the possession stats, 32%, and still SC East Bengal managed to clinch a victory. Like I said, I really felt that FC Goa were taking too much time in trying to build up their attack. They could not see things through, and again, the confidence. I'm pretty sure it was the nerves trembling today for FC Goa, but again, smiles for SC East Bengal as they've managed to secure these very important, very crucial 3 points, because lately they've been ending up with a lot of draws, maybe defeats, and we were starting to kind of rule them out from the top four, potential top four. But with this win against the table toppers, this is certainly going to usher in all that confidence heading in for the next fixtures.
Oh, definitely. And of course, they're done with a very, very difficult fixture, having played the leader right now. And let's find out quickly who the hero of the match is. I don't think it's going to come as any surprise to anyone. I can probably predict it right now. 9 goals scored by Ankit Gupta. That is just absurd. So that is all 3 goals in the co-op and 6 goals in his individual game as well. A stunning, staggering performance, carrying his team through this. And just sit back and enjoy this, folks, because this is just the pinnacle of what we've seen in the eISL so far.
This is an Ankit show tonight. The way he's been playing, every single chance. But again, you've got to give props to Benno, right? You cannot really score such goals without those assists coming out. And he made sure he was there every single time, building up those plays. And somehow, you sort of always try to commend the player who's made that assist, right? He's the one creating all that magic. And Ankit has been really clinical and sublime in terms of how he's been scoring, right? The conviction was definitely there. Again, a team effort. They started off with a shock, right? That is something that they did not anticipate as SC Bengal. But the second game and the co-op game, that is all they needed to make this rappelling change inside the leaderboards. A lot of things have happened, right? Clearly could not be visible in terms of how things stand, because FC Goa, they're still on top. But look at this, Northeast United, now they're starting to dream, because if they win their next fixture, then they're going to be toppling over FC Goa.
Yeah, and of course, SC East Bengal, let's not forget, have a couple of games in hand. If you
look at
win
Jamshedpur
those.
FC. Yeah, look at Jamshedpur FC. 7 games played. So they have a good chance in taking the top spot, and quite convincingly. But SC East Bengal, this is where things start getting exciting, right? 11 points secured out of 6 games played. Now, considering majority of them have played 8 to 9 games, I'm pretty sure if they win the next of the fixtures, they're directly going to bolster them up to the top 4. But right now, I think it's the time, it's the moment that you've all been waiting for, an exclusive talk with the man of the evening, the hero of the match tonight. It's of course Ankit Gupta. How are you, boy? I mean, that was one of the best performances of your life that you've pulled off.
एक्चुअली यस, काफ़ी अच्छा गेम था. काफ़ी नर्वस था मैं, बट मैं कॉन्फिडेंस था आज के दिन. एक्चुअली मैं काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंस था कि आज जीतना ही है कुछ भी करके, क्योंकि लास्ट 3 गेम्स हम अनलकी रहे हैं. तो आज डू और डाई गेम सिचुएशन था।
मतलब अंकित भाई आपने तो यार मचा दिया आज, मजा आ गया जस्ट कास्टिंग ऑन दोस गोल्स। मतलब वैरायटी ऑफ गोल्स, यहाँ से शॉट कर रहे हो, वहां से शॉट कर रहे हो, चिप मार रहे हो, ये कर रहे हो, वो कर रहे हो, इट्स जस्ट इनक्रेडिबल टू वॉच। तो वी हैव सीन यू स्कोर नाउ, पहले गेम में 5 मारे, दूसरे गेम में 6 मारे, अभी वापस 6 मारे। तो आउट ऑफ दोस 3 आपका फेवरेट परफॉर्मेंस कौन सा रहा है?
आई थिंक ये वाला, क्योंकि वंश काफ़ी बहुत मतलब बहुत बहुत तो बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है वो, और आज मेरे को अपना ए गेम में रहना था, तो आई थिंक दिस इज़ माई बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस येट।
अंकित, एक चीज जरूर मैं पूछना चाहूंगा आपसे, गोइंग अप अगेंस्ट वी शर्मा, जब आपने देखा कि सडनली एफसी गोवा इतना अच्छा खेलने लगे, स्पेशली अफनान विद दैट शॉकर अगेंस्ट
हम्म
बेनो सेवन, राइट? तब आपके दिमाग
हम्म।
में क्या चल रहा था? आप कितने ज्यादा प्रेशर में थे? डिड यू फील दैट गोइंग अप अगेंस्ट वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेयर्स टुडे यू आर गोइंग टू एंड अप विद सच अ विक्ट्री?
लाइक आई सेड कि आज जब मैं काफ़ी एकदम अच्छे मूड में था और काफ़ी अच्छे मोटिवेशन के साथ था, तो मैं श्योर
या
था कि आज मेरे को कुछ भी करके जीतना है, तो प्रेशर नहीं था आज। आज से एक ही माइंडसेट था कि जीतना है।
वेल कांग्रेट्स अंकित, बहुत ही बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट
थैंक यू।
परफॉर्मेंसेस वी हैव सीन इन द EISL सो फार,
डेफिनेटली।
एंड
थैंक यू
ऑल द
सो
बेस्ट
मच।
फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट।
So this is it, right? This is a secret. Bhai aaj mood mein the, and of
Yes.
course he's gonna be making everyone proud out there. We did see him, referring to all his family, friends, his girlfriend, to have been supporting. And yes, you guys should even support all of us, right? Subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to like the stream if you enjoyed the matches up here, because heading on inside 2022, I think we've got a lot of matches in galore for you guys, especially even getting more exciting as things have started getting heated up. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to call it the night. But before we head out, a huge shout out again to our sponsors, especially starting off with Coca-Cola, then our associate sponsors, Hero, sports partners, Nordwind Gaming, of course, followed by our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this event happen. Azim and I, we're going to be calling it a night. We're going to be seeing you tomorrow, because we've got, again, very interesting set of football happening for you guys right over here. So good night and stay safe.